Welcome back. Love languages is a topic that's been around for a while, and it usually gets people thinking, how well do you know what your significant other needs to feel loved and appreciated? And better yet, what do you need? Today we're getting real with Jessica Phillips. This topic fascinates me, and today we're going to talk about the first two, which is acts of physical touch and acts of service. We're going to break them down.
Yes.
So what do those two concepts mean?
Okay, so physical touch, you automatically kind of think sexual touch, but really that's just a dialect of the love language of physical touch. That's one aspect of it. Really, physical touch is rooted in our emotional needs. It's holding hands. It's putting your hand on your spouse's knee. It's a hug. It's a sweet kiss. That's really, it's aside from sexual touch.
Okay.
And so often people think, particularly men, that oh, well, obviously my love language is physical touch because I have a strong desire for sex. Well, that's not true. If you don't love holding hands with your spouse, if you're not loving having your feet rubbed, and that's not, then no. Of course, you want to have a sexual relationship with your spouse. That's a normal need in the relationship, but it may not mean that yours or their love language is physical touch.
So don't be confused by that, because I'm sure a lot of men do.
Yes.
And then let's touch on acts of service.
Acts of service. So this is when you're the person who you want your spouse to fill up your love tank by doing the dishes, when they wash the car, when they mow the lawn, when they vacuum the house. And this used to get real confused in homes that had the real stereotypical male roles and female roles, which really over the last 30 years, they've just been demolished. The female and male roles are so different now. You have husbands who stay at home while the wife works full time.
So when we're talking about either one of these, acts of service or acts of love, you have to figure out what they need.
That's right.
But we have to figure out what we need.
That's exactly right. And Dr. Gary Chapman, who wrote the 5 Love Languages book, says sit down with a piece of paper and write down 3 or 4 things that your spouse could do for you on a weekly basis that would truly make you feel loved. That's going to really begin to help identify what your love language is and have your spouse do that. But acts of service is going to come out real simply. It's going to they're going to write down, I need you to vacuum once a week.
Let me ask you this. So I'm acts of service. That's what I need. My husband is physical touch. He wants to cuddle and hold hands all the time.
Yes.
So since that's not necessarily my, comfort zone, I don't mind it, but I have to make a mental decision to go, Brad needs this. I'm going to hold his hand when we're in public.
That's right.
I'm going to let him tap my knee at church, even though it gets on my nerves.
That's right.
I mean, I'm going to allow that. That's a decision, right?
It's a decision. It's a choice. Love is a choice, and love is a verb. It is something that we do. Love is not a noun. It's not a person, place, or thing. It is a verb. It should move us into action. And so if you know that what he needs is for you to hold his hand or you to let him pat your knee during church, you let him. Not out of duty, but out of the fact that you love him.
Right.
And you reach over and you hold his hand in church, or you pat his knee, and he is going to feel like the man on the moon. He's just going to be over the moon.
So true. And it requires a conversation, so start talking about it right now. Jessica, thank you so much. The next love language is coming up the next couple of weeks.
It is.
Thank you very much.